how to build a profitable brand. Have you wanted to build your own brand and not have to worry about competing with everybody else that's selling the same exact products you are? In this video, I'm going to share with you how I already did it. Okay, I own a company called Survival K Food. We've sold millions of dollars of products over the years. I've been doing this since 2009, and our brand is listed on thousands of websites, including Walmart. So if you want to know how to build a brand, this is the video for you. I'm going to take you through each step, and by the end of this video, you know exactly how to build your own brand, and we're starting right now. Hey, I'm JR Fisher. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, do me a favor and subscribe. That big button below down there, it says subscribe. Yeah, you're supposed to hit it, right? And then next to it, hit the bell. Turn on all notifications. If you turn on all notifications, when I do one of these videos, I can actually let you know. You'll be part of the family, the VIP Fisher family that gets notified when I do videos, so you don't have to go searching for it. You'll know exactly. You can click the link and just go watch the video. Now, this video is all about building brands, and this is some pretty high level stuff. This is long-term stuff. This isn't get rich quick stuff. When you build a brand, you have a brand that people will buy stuff from you just because of your brand. And you see this every day when people out there build a particular brand, and you know, they put their name on it. One of the Shark Tank guys puts their name on something, people will just buy it because it's got the Shark Tank guy's name on it, or woman's name on it. And by doing that, they've built their own personal brand. They say, you know, I'm gonna rubber stamp this. That's why you see spokespeople that are celebrities all the time. Companies hire these people because they have a brand. They have their brand. I'm gonna be talking about how to do that for a company, not necessarily an individual, but it can spill over into your individual too, depending on if you're the spokesperson for your company. Now, I'm going to give you some bad news. To build a brand and to build a business, you're going to have to work hard, and you're going to have to work harder than most people do. And in doing so, you're going to get better results, and you'll get them sooner. But the point is, you do have to work. So if anybody's telling you that you can make tons of money online, you don't have to work at all, they don't know. Not true. Not true. Don't believe that stuff. Okay. But here's the cool thing. You don't have to work that much more than other people. Here, you know, I want you to think of this example here. If an average person's working 40 hours a week and you work 50 or 60 hours a week, in 2 weeks time, you've doubled them. You've doubled them, okay? So it's just that little extra effort that really matters. It's watching one less TV show at night. It's getting up a couple hours earlier. It's taking a shorter lunch and putting a little bit more effort in than the average person does. And then you'll get way ahead of those people. Because let's face it, you can't do what everybody else is doing and get better results. It doesn't make sense, okay? It just doesn't make sense. Number one, let's decide who you are and what your niche is. Okay, that's so very important. Now, our niche for my survival food company is Survival K Food, and we sell to people who want to be prepared. So our tagline is helping families prepare. So that's all we do at Survival K Food. So you've got to think about that. What is your niche and what is your goal? Who are you? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? And I know you're going to say to yourself, well, I'm trying to make money. You're trying to make money, but that's not something you're going to be able to advertise. I'm trying to make money. Okay, you need to advertise like we do. We say we're helping families prepare. So you need to have that tagline. You need to have that reason that people are going to want to do business with you. Then you need to think about how you're going to do it. Now, we don't scare people. We've never been into scare tactics. We never said, you know, the government's going to come take all your food and guns away from you. We just say, hey, you should have this stuff. You know, if a hurricane comes or a storm or earthquake or coronavirus, if any of those things pop up, you know, you're going to want to be prepared, because maybe you won't be able to get to the grocery store. Maybe it'll be closed. Maybe it'll be out of supplies, and you want to have them around your house to keep your family prepared. And in adding to that, I will tell you, do not bash your competition. Don't do that. We've had people do that to us over the years, and they're no longer around in most cases. But don't bash your competition. It makes you look bad. Nobody ever says, oh, I want to buy from you because you said the other company was really crappy. You know, they're never going to say you're a great company to buy from because you cut everybody else down. Don't do it. As much as you want to, as much as you want to say how much better your products are, you know, and if you mention another competitor, it can only do you detriment. So don't do that. Okay, don't mention your competitors. Talk about yourself, talk about your company, talk about what you can help that person with and what you can do for them. Two, you got to think about, how are you going to sell your products? Where are you going to market your products? Are they going to be in stores? Are they going to be on shelves? Are they going to be on websites? Is it going to be Amazon? Is it going to be eBay? Are you going to have a distributor program like what we do? So when I first started Survival Cave Food, I thought, wrong, I thought I'd put up a website and I put the products there and people would find them and just buy them. Well, number one, they didn't know to find them. I mean, how were they going to find them? They didn't know who I was, they didn't know anything about me, so I started doing SEO and trying to do search engine optimization and got some sales, but not near enough because I didn't have enough traffic, okay? So I was thinking one day, I thought, well, there's a lot of sites out there that get a lot of traffic. What if I could get them to sell my products on their site and I'll ship it out and they don't have any investment? So that's exactly what I did. I called some, and it wasn't easy. Believe me, I'm kind of sugarcoating this a little bit. I called hundreds, probably thousands of different websites and asked them to sell my stuff and sent out thousands of emails. But I finally built a base of people that would sell my products, and now it's sold in a lot of places, and we get the majority of our sales from other websites. So I don't know what your product is or what your niche is, but that's a great business model to help you grow your company. Now, once you've got these people, make sure you take care of them. Make sure you treat them as well as you would treat a customer coming to your website, because they are a customer coming to your website. They have a different, maybe price, and they have a different interaction with you, but they're people just like the people who buy from you retail. So you really want to take care of these people, let them know you appreciate their business, and you'll do fine. Number 3, always take care of your customers. Now you say, oh, of course I'm gonna take care of my customers. Well, would you? If you had a customer that you ship something out, and I'll give you an example, and we've had this before, where somebody would order a case of meat, and we would ship it out, and we would have a delivery confirmation, and then they said they never got it. What do you do in a situation like that? What are you going to do? We do several things. We ask them to check around their house, make sure it wasn't put somewhere they didn't notice and all that. But when push comes to shove, I'm just going to send them another case of that meat. Now you say, well, some people will rip you off, they'll lie to you, JR, and they're going to get free stuff from you. And that is true. That is going to happen some of the time. But the flip side is, if I don't send it out to them, and if I have a blanket policy where I'm never going to send out another item if it shows shipped, well, then what about the person who it was put on the porch and somebody came up and stole it? What about those people? They weren't lying to me. They never got it. Should they bear the cost of that? I don't think so, because I don't want to sell them one time. I want to sell them many times. And if I upset them, if I treat them poorly, if I call them a liar and do all that in the beginning, then they're not going to buy on down the road from me. And that's not my goal. My goal is to have a lifetime customer that buys from me for years. And we literally have people that have been buying from us for over 10 years now. So, don't think of it as a one-time sale. It's not a one-time sale. If that's your business model, you won't last long. You need to sell them more and more products on down the road. And the only way you're going to do that is really take care of them. Now, number 4, I want to get back to this one. Support your retailers. If you decide to have that retailer thing, in other words, somebody who can go out and sell your products and then send you the order and you ship them out, drop shippers, whatever you want to call them, really take care of those people. Really treat them right, and don't compete with them. You don't want to advertise the products that they're trying to sell on your website for a lower price than what they can sell it for. I don't even put them on my website for the same price they can sell them for it, so it's a little bit more money. And the reason I do that is because that way they can see I'm not trying to compete. If they send out an email to their list and people click on it and go, oh, Survival Cave Food, it looks good, I wonder if I can get it cheaper, and they come to my site and they buy it from me instead of them, then these people have no motivation to sell my product. Why would they want to? Why would they want to go through their time and effort to send out an email or to run an ad for people to buy the product when I sell it even cheaper than they do? It doesn't make sense. So you'll lose your retailers by doing that. Number 5, let your customers know about delays up front. Super important. I saw this a lot with drop shipping from AliExpress, where people would say, well, people get upset at 2 or 3 weeks because it takes that long to get there. Well, did you tell them up front? No, I don't want to tell them, because then they wouldn't buy from me. Well, there's your problem, okay? So you got to tell them up front. Right now we're going through a coronavirus thing, and our shipping times are 3 weeks, and I make sure I tell everybody they're 3 weeks. It's going to take you 3 weeks to get it, and nobody seems upset. They're like, okay, I'm lucky to get it, I'm happy. But if you don't tell them, that's where you're going to run into the problems. That's where you're going to run into the issues. If people don't know what to expect, they get upset. You know, I went to a dentist the other day, and they did a whole bunch of different procedures, and along the way they were not telling me what they were going to do next. And I'm like, wait a second, what are you doing now? What are you doing now? I had to ask questions. It's kind of hard to do that with stuff in your mouth. But the bottom line is, if you tell people what's going to happen, good or bad, at least they know. It's that uncertainty that they don't like. So make sure you tell them if you have any problems with a product, it gets delayed, you can't ship it, anything that goes wrong, make sure you let them know. Number 6, use consistent logos and branding. And what I mean by that is, if you're on Twitter and Facebook and you're running an ad and you got a website, your logos should look identical on all of those spots. Now I'm going to put up on the screen what my website looked like in 2010. If you see it up there, okay, that's my website 2010, and you can see there's the tree. It says survivalcave.com because it was called Survival Cave then, not Survival Cave Food. At that time, if you look off to the left there, I was selling butter and MREs and sporting goods and other people's brands, and I don't sell those anymore. Now I have my own brand. It's called Survival Cave Food. So I had to change a little bit. Now if you look now, this is a current view of my website now, and it looks a lot different than the other one, but now it's my products on there, whereas before it was other people's products on there. So that's a big difference in it too. So over the years, that name change had to reflect who we were. So just because you start with a particular brand doing a particular thing does not mean that you can't change as the years go on. But what I'm saying to you is, whatever that change is, make sure it's consistent over all channels, okay? Your business card, your letterhead, which nobody has anymore, your website, you know, any ads you run, they all look the same. They all look consistent. The more consistency you can get there, the more loyalty and trust you'll build, and when they do see your product, they're more likely to buy it. Number 7, and I have mentioned this, but get other retailers to sell your products. I think it's so very important to do that. If there's any way you can work that out, if any way you can do drop shipping, you're going to open up a whole lot more channels. That's going to build your brand faster than anything else. You know, I see ads every day for Survival Cave Food, and they're not my ads. They're other people's ads. They're running ads for my product. I mean, that's some pretty good setup for advertising, with other people run the ads for your products. So if you can get other people out there to sell your products, the better off you're going to be. Now, how do you get them? You gotta contact them. You know, you gotta call them. You gotta send them emails. You gotta have some social proof. Once you do that, you know, and you get a few people selling your products, you can say, well, ABC site is selling my products, and you know, Acme site is selling my products, and this site is selling my products. Check it out. Here's my products. Once the other sites see all these other sites selling your products, they're going to go, oh, well, it must be a viable product. It must be something that sells good. Number 8 is keep your expenses low. And I've made mistakes in the past doing that, where I got my expenses too high, and my warehouse was too expensive, and too many employees and all that. So you really want to keep those trimmed down. Even if it looks like your sales are really taking off and you're making a ton of money, keep your expenses low. I can't emphasize that enough. And constantly be looking at all your expenses and saying, do I need that software? Do I need that program? Do I need that membership? All these things will start to build up after a while, and it becomes a pretty big nut to cover every single month. So if you keep your expenses low, when sales dip, and they will dip, okay, when sales dip, you can cover that and you'll stay in business. I saw a lot of people go out of business in survival food because they had built up this business when sales were rocking and rolling. They had all these employees in these big buildings, and then all of a sudden there were no sales whatsoever, and they were hurting. Number 9, constantly come up with new products. Most products you're going to come up with will fail. They will. But a single product is not a business. If you look at Dollar Shave Club, they started with a razor, okay? And now they've got shave creams, and they've got toiletries, and they've got lotions, and they've got all these different things they sell now on a subscription basis. So they were smart enough to expand that product line. Another one that's like that is P90X. Now P90X is really from a company called Beachbodies, but they have all kinds of different courses now, and now they've got continuity, and they've got membership courses, and they've got personal trainers that they'll sell you, and all kinds of different stuff. They didn't just say this is one course to lose some weight. And oh my goodness, walk into any Starbucks and you say, well, what does Starbucks do? And people say, well, they sell coffee. Look in the store there's hundreds of different products in there. There's sandwiches, and there's protein bars, and there's juices, and there's, you know, just everything you can imagine in there, croissants, and, you know, it's not just coffee. And they're smart to that. They know that with coffee all these other things are related, and they have those things in the store, and that's what makes them profitable. If they didn't have all these other things, probably wouldn't be profitable. And number 10, super important, continued learning, and, you know, going to meetings and checking, see what new softwares are out there. You got to constantly do this, guys. You can't depend on what you started with. All of the softwares and processes, I would say almost all of them, that we did in the beginning, we do different now, okay? Over those years, we've morphed and we've changed. We've added softwares and then got rid of softwares, and added processes and got rid of processes, and we grew and we changed. Our packaging's different. Everything's different now than it was in the beginning. You can't remain the same because the rest of the world is constantly trying to improve. And if you're not constantly trying to improve, then you'll get left behind. So I hope you enjoyed this video. That's how we built our brand. All these things can really help you out. I do have that $97 e-commerce course. It's below in the description. Click that link. You can watch that. You can get it for free. And what else do I got for you? Oh yeah, you got to subscribe. You got to subscribe. You got to hit that subscribe button down there. Hit the bell. Turn on all notifications. Oh my God, that's so important. You'll join the Fisher family, and you'll become a VIP. And then every time I do a video, I can notify you. I can tell you. I can say, hey Bob, hey Jenny, hey Tom, I just did a new video. Go watch it. All you gotta do is click this link. Now, if you've got comments on this, I want you to put them below. Have you tried to build a brand? If you had trouble with it, do you have questions about it? Put it in the comments below. Have you found things that work? Share that with other people. Put that in the comments below. I really appreciate you watching this, guys. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.